A little book update. I am 70 pages into Beach Read, so just barely scratching the surface. We're following January, who her father just passed away, and she found out a secret about him that she didn't know. He has a secret house, so she goes to stay in it. She's a writer and she has to get her book done by the summer, so she has like 3 months to do it. So she goes to this house, is just really like bummed about life, about her dad, about the stuff she's found out. So she goes to this lake house where next door, her arched rival, he's a writer as well, Augustus, aka Gus, is living. Surprisingly, I love a good rom-com where it's like, really, in what world would that ever happen except in a rom-com? I just love rom-coms so much for that reason. That would never happen in real life, but in this little world, that happened. I'm just kind of getting into their history because they knew each other before, they went to college together, and it's just so good. I'm loving it so much, and I am about to go collect some sea glass at the beach and read. This book is making me feel all the things. I also love that it's a lake, a small lake house, like town setting, and I love whenever you read a book and you can like imagine yourself there because you've been to a place like it. So like everything that she's describing are like small coffee shops or like a bookstore I've actually been to. The lake that I'm thinking of is Lake Winona in Indiana. There's a small college there, but my grandparents used to have a lake house on it, and that's just like the best feeling when you actually can picture where a book is taking place because you've been there from firsthand experience. So I'm loving it. I'm giddily. I'm loving their banter. They're both like grumpy sunshine. It's so good. So I'm gonna go read this at the beach and collect some sea glass. This is like the busiest road. I'm so sorry. I hope you can hear me. Also, I have a cold sore the size of a rock. But I'm just gonna go make myself have a really good day, a really good reading moment, and I'm so excited. So let's go beach read, beach read. I've been reading this book now for about a week, and I don't remember how often or how much I've updated you on my feelings, but I am on chapter 20. I can't remember, I think it was a friend of mine said that she pictures Gus as Milo. I don't know his last name, but she said she pictured Gus as Milo, and I can't imagine anybody else as Gus now. If you've read this and you picture him as anybody else, let me know. And I feel like I'm picturing January as, let me look up what her name is, Dakota Johnson. So I'm picturing, if you've read it or haven't read it, the main girl, January, I'm picturing as Dakota Johnson. And then Gus as, this is Milo. Those are my fan castings for this book. I'm really loving it. I'm not obsessed with Gus's research. If you know, you know. Feels very odd to me, but other than that, I'm loving everything. But I am gonna try to knock this out today, and I'm determined to finish it because tomorrow is Monday and I am going to fly. I'm a flight attendant and I'm flying a 3-day trip. I really wanna read Happy Place, so I wanna start that during my trip, and I'll have to carry around 2 books with me. And book club that I run here in LA is reading Happy Place as our book club pick for May. Tomorrow's Monday, book club is Saturday, and I want to start Happy Place so badly. So my plan was to read this because obviously I just need to, and then read Happy Place. So in this video, surprise, I'm gonna be reading Beach Read and Happy Place. So let's go finish this book. That is my only plan for the rest of today. Once I finish, I'll give you my final thoughts and my rating, but I love it so much. So let's read. I've never met someone who is so perfectly my favorite person. She goes, "What if we don't get a happy ending, Gus?" And he goes, "Then maybe we should enjoy our happy for now." Happy for now. I could live with that. And we stood there, learning to dance in the rain. Oh, me, oh my. Finished Beach Read. The ending got me. I don't cry in books, but when he said I had a good idea January, I'm gonna need a little bit to just like sit with this book. What's not to love? I love this book. This is such a feel-good, real rom-com. I laughed a lot. Even if I didn't really relate to the characters, I felt for them. Emily did such a good job, like just making you feel like you understood both January and Gus. I keep looking at the cover. I'm like, the only thing I did not love about this book, they go on each other's like dates to get into each other's world of like what they write about. When they go on January's plan dates, they do like romantic things because she writes, you know, romance and fiction. And Gus is more of like a literary fiction guy. So he writes from a lot of research and just like realness of life. And he is studying like a cult. And I just felt like it didn't like really make sense. I don't know. I just didn't love it. I was not loving it when I was reading it. I thought maybe it would like tie in or like, I don't know. That was the only thing I just really struggled with. And I feel like it was a very big part of the book, which was so weird because I feel like in the times I've heard people talk about this book, I've never heard anything about a cult. I just thought that was very odd. So I really didn't vibe with that, but everything else I loved. But I think I'm gonna rate this book a 4.25 out of 5. The cult aspect of the book is so weird. If you haven't read it, you're like, what? It's a cult? When you read it, you'll know. I didn't love it. So 4.25 out of 5. I am a Gus stan. Love him. Keep him safe. Protect him at all costs. And if you haven't read this, just read it. It has hype for a reason. Next time I see you, I will be in a different city and I will have started Happy Place. So I will see you then. Hello. It is day 2 of my 3-day trip. Here in Salt Lake, it is 80 degrees, it's warm. I am about to go read at one of my favorite coffee shops called The Rose Establishment, Rose Collective, The Rose Establishment. I'm about to go there and read Happy Place. Yesterday I had 2 flights. I flew literally like 10 hours ago. LA, Dallas, and then Dallas, Salt Lake. So I had like, they were both like 2.5 hours. So I had some reading time and I am 139 pages in. This is like a 350 page book, I think. Almost 400 page book. First impression so far, being 140 pages in, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. How could I not love it? It's Emily Henry. In this book, we follow Harriet and Wynn and their very, very close-knit friend group from college. This book is from Harriet's perspective, which she's the lead female character. What I can tell you about this book so far without ruining it is that this very tight-knit friend group is going to their very favorite lake house in Maine that one of the friends, it's her family lake house. Harriet, the main honey, and her fiance, Wynn, have broken up, but they haven't told their friends. So Wynn ends up being here, and a lot of good news is shared, so they decide to not tell their friends that they broke up until the end of the week. Not the best idea, absolutely not, pretty toxic, but they had their reasons, whether I agree with them or not. Just putting myself in this position as somebody who has called off an engagement, it's absolutely heartbreaking and shattering. So I'm like, why wouldn't you just tell your friends if you're so close? But at the same time, as somebody who's been through what they've been through, I really understand, because it's so hard to tell people. You just feel like a freaking failure. So I am relating to this book a lot more than I would have liked to. I get why they haven't told their friends. They're trying to like save the week, save all the good news and the good things that are happening in their friend group and on this trip. So I get that, but at the same time, I'm like, just tell them. But somebody who's actually really relating to this book, I totally get it. So it's pulling on my heartstrings, which I don't know if Emily Henry did that on purpose or not. We'll find out as we keep reading. But so far, I'm really liking it. I am relating to Harriet so much. She is an overthinker. She loves to clean. She cleans when she's stressed, anxious, just overwhelmed, and she overthinks, like I said, a lot. And I am the exact same way. So I'm just relating to her a lot, and just like the love she wanted from her parents and didn't really get. And it's just, I'm really liking Harriet a lot. So far, I'm deeply and emotionally relating to this book. And I'm also really liking the main characters and the way Emily's building them. And I also really do love the found family in this book, just how close they all are. We're really getting to know the other friends in the friend group. It's really delightful, I will say that. So I'm very excited to keep reading. My only like bad thing is I wish I was on the lake in Maine with them. Oh, I'm so sorry. Were you talking to me? Hello? It's the new and improved me. I'm like this every 5 seconds. I've thought about it for years, and I've only chopped it once, but I chopped it like to my shoulders, and I feel like if you're gonna chop, like you have to chop. And I did it. And I love it. So this is your sign. If you are looking or thinking about chopping your hair, chop it. Just chop it. Chop it off. Make sure, ask your hairdresser, your friends, if you feel like you have the right face for it, because your face shape obviously does affect the way a haircut looks on you. I told my hairdresser, I said, I don't know if this is my depression that's like telling me to chop my hair off, or if it's like a good idea. So just know, just check, just be in tune with yourself, get some advice. But if you're thinking about it and you want to do it, just do it. Life's too short. You do not have to be long haired to be beautiful. And I feel like the world tells you that you have to have long hair and blonde hair to be beautiful. And that's not true. You can have any color hair you want. You can have any cut you want. As long as you love it and you make sure that it's going to fit like your face frame beforehand, do it. So that's my advice to you, but we're here for reading. I read a lot yesterday. I flew as a passenger, like I said, my first flight, and then my second flight was late, so a lot of people slept, and it was also very turbulent, so I had to sit down a lot, so I read. Not much really to update you on. What I will say about this book is that I really love the way Emily Henry uses her words, obviously, hello. But I just feel like in this book, it's so much more like special. Can't even like explain to you how it makes me feel. I have to read it like 3 times, I feel like, to really grasp just like the way it's making me feel. Just, this is her describing the way he's laughing. She goes, "He laughs against my cheek. I wish I could swallow this sound, that it would put down roots in my stomach and grow through me like a seed." Like, that is literally the Mona Lisa in writing. Like, it's just the most stunning, poetic, pulls things inside of you like that are just small, but they're so beautiful. And I like love that about life, is like the small, beautiful things. So I'm really, really, really loving this book so much and connecting to it, and just like really making sure I'm really reading what she's saying and like digesting it. But it's so beautiful. It definitely, I feel like, is a little bit different than Emily Henry. Like, I feel like this one goes deeper, not just because it's about like family and friends, but just like even in the way she's describing like just romance. It's just so beautiful. I have 150 pages left. I'm very interested to see what goes down. I don't know what's gonna happen with this book. I will see you as soon as I finish this book. This is my first time in a hat. Aren't I so cute? I finished this book. I originally rated it 4.5 stars, and then I went to book club 2 days ago and we talked about it. Going to book club and talking more in depth about this book and hearing other people's perspective on the way it made them feel about like their friendships in their life. So many things, just like miscommunication, and some of the girls in book club like grew up the way Harriet did and really understood like why she had such a hard time talking about conflict. Like, there was just so many people's perspectives that even though I really did like appreciate and love this book, hearing how they felt about it like really made me be like, wow. Not that I missed it, but just that so many people could connect with so many different things in this book really made me appreciate it so much even more than I did. So because of book club, I changed my rating to a 5 stars. And why I was hesitant to rate it 5 stars in general was because, like, you know, when you're reading a 5-star book and you just like get that 5-star feeling, I obviously felt all the things in this book, but it just didn't give me like that 5-star feeling while I was reading it. So maybe I need to be a little bit better as to not rate a book immediately and like let it sit and stir and like let me go back and think about it a little bit more, because even though it didn't give me that feeling, it really is a 5-star read. And book club, like, just it helped me so much to just chat about this book with people and like realize it's even more beautiful than I thought it was. So love this book. It's so much more than romance. It's family, it's friends, it's your upbringing, it's realizing, you know, life's short and to do the things that make you happy, to go to your happy place. And it was absolutely beautiful. This book, to me, out of all of Emily Henry's books, like, this is how I want her to keep writing. Like, I just loved it so much. It's not a slow burn romance, but it's like the book itself is a slow burn. It kept making me feel more things, and then even after I closed it and had conversations about it, it's still like burning and growing. She's just brilliant. Emily Henry can do no wrong. I love her. I will read anything that she writes. And my final lineup for her books, I need to reread Book Lovers, but my final lineup for favorite to least favorite: Book Lovers, Happy Place, Beach Read, People We Meet on Vacation. I will always read an Emily Henry book. I will always have fun with it, and I cannot wait to read. She just came out with this, and I'm like, when's your next one, girly? Thank you so much for watching this, for reading with me, for listening to me ramble. I can't wait to keep reading and sharing with you guys. Bye.